On approach to the home, your senses are immediately provoked by this connection to the landscape and an immense array of materials which are reactions to the site that it sits on.
I'm Joseph, Director of J. Mamone Architecture.
I'm Cassandra, Architect at J. Mamone Architecture, and we're the architects for Golden Vale.
Golden Vale is located in Megalong Valley in the Blue Mountains, the land of the Gundundra people. The Aboriginal meaning is the valley under the rock. The land that the project sits on was actually part of the hydro in a truly unique experience of its time of a paddock to plate restaurant. The client's brief was to create a weekend retreat which was connected to the landscape and natural surrounds. The clients have a real passion for photography and nature, and they wanted that to be captured in the design. They also wanted to link the history of the Hydro Majestic and the property and capture that in key views.
There was a real duality to the client's brief in that they wanted a contemporary minimalistic home, but at the same time have a really simple and light approach to the site that it sat on. Being a small and modest home in size, they had quite a scheduled approach to the program. Approaching the house, you're greeted with a large spotted gum timber pivot door where you open up into the entry space of the home. To the right is the master suite, which is an oasis for the clients, a real luxurious retreat. Walking through, you're greeted with the walk-in robe. To the left is the master ensuite, which essentially is a glass box that sits in the landscape. To the left, you walk through to the open-plan kitchen, living and dining area. Here you're greeted with a large framed view of the escarpment. Moving through, you have the 2 bedrooms on the other side of the house and 2 study spaces for the working professionals. Off the kitchen, living and dining area is a small entertainment deck where you're submerged within the landscape. Off the master bedroom again is a small deck to sit and ponder, and further out is a hot tub. The inspiration for Golden Vale came about almost as a reaction to the site that it sits on. Coming down the valley, you are completely submerged in nature, and that's a feeling that we wanted to capture when being inside of the home. To do that, we used a refined material palette primarily made up of natural and raw materials, exposed both internally and externally to create a really beautiful tactility and warmth to the home. Externally, the shell of the building is primarily made up of charred timber cladding, rammed earth and glazing. Internally, a range of natural and raw materials have been used. Together, these materials create a really beautiful palette that enable a moody type of intimacy to be felt within the home.
This was actually our first time using rammed earth, and it's truly become my favourite part of the build. Throughout this process, we've learnt so much about this material and love how it connects with the landscape and escarpment.
The surrounding landscape also influenced the interior palette and colours. We drew upon the golden tones of the escarpment and deep greens of the shifting trees and brought that into the home through not only the permanent structures of joinery and wall panelling, but also the temporary items of furniture and bed linen and soft furnishings. The site offered somewhat an opportunity and problem in that there were views around 360 degrees. To deal with that, we chose a balanced approach where in some rooms there is wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling glazing, which allows the environment to feel as though it's at arm's reach from the internal spaces, whereas in others it's smaller, simpler, framed views of the escarpment.
We worked with the team at Petroska in creating a seamless connection between inside and outside. The windows and doors are completely recessed into the building fabric, creating a minimalistic look in connection to the outdoors. One other factor we had to consider in the design is the climate that we are situated in. In response to the climate and the site, we've incorporated a number of sustainable elements. The property is self-sufficient, capturing all rainwater, its own on-site sewer management and solar harvesting. We also included a geothermal system. We're very proud as architects to create a home that our clients can love and enjoy into the future.
It's really wonderful to return back to the home and appreciate the power of this architecture and see how the clients are really, truly enjoying and living in the spaces that we created.